Hello. Welcome, everyone, to a brand new episode of Monday Night Therapy. I'm your host, Minnie Hunt, stepping in to bring some positive vibes to your favorite therapy session of Corn Husker sports. So, thank you all for joining us, even though there's a little thing called a college football playoff going on, and I have it playing in the background. Um, I want to know, what do you guys think so far? I mean, Ohio State is kicking some Notre Dame butt. 14 points up at half, so they're getting ready to come back soon, I think. And Pitt's not. Oh, sorry, guys. My screen just messed up. There I am. Okay. Pitt Snipe Husker says, give me half an hour to pregame in the middle of the biggest football game of the year. Great idea. Guys, this was not my idea, okay? Therapy has always been on Monday night, and yeah, so kind of had to do it just to show you that we're here all the time. So thanks for the comment, Pitt Snipe, and good to see you, buddy. You guys, thank you so much. Hi, Pitt Snipe. All right. Anonymous says, if Ohio State doesn't fire Day after this, then they are frauds. Either the Michigan game means something or it doesn't. Their standards should be higher than just a national championship. Wow. I mean, I think that's a pretty high standard. I don't think I would have a problem making it to the national championship and winning, but tell me more. I want to know what you're thinking there. All right. So the way these teams got here, I know we all know, I'm just going to go over it, is Notre Dame defeated Georgia 23-10 in the Sugar Bowl. Then Penn State 23-20 in the Orange Bowl. And they finished the season 14-1. Oh, they're back. Okay. Ohio State defeated Oregon 41-21 in the Rose Bowl, which was an unbelievable victory for them. Then they edged out Texas 28-14 in the Cotton Bowl, and they finished the season 13-2. Who are you guys rooting for? I mean, I definitely want to see Ohio State win just because Nebraska played them, and it would be nice if somebody from the Big Ten won, I feel like. But I want to hear what you guys have to say. All right, Anonymous, thank you for replying. He says, when Nebraska loses to Northern Illinois, we fire everybody. True, we do. When Notre Dame loses to Northern Illinois, they go to the national title game. Yeah, that's a fair point. I see where you're coming from. It is. I mean, we kind of lose our minds, though, when we know we should beat a team. You know, our very first thought, since, as John says, it's illegal to kill people, right? Our next thing is let's fire them. Let's fire the next person. You know, we want to have somebody to blame. So I see where you're coming from, for sure. Okay. Have you guys seen the ticket prices for this game? Oh, almost scored. I wonder what the score is going to be. The ticket prices, I'm going to show you, have been insane. On StubHub, fans would have to pay, let's see, the reseller company site is $3,725, and the Game Time app currently lists cheapest tickets at $3,800. The cheapest. And then Ticketmaster's cheapest option is $3,300 for the section 300 on the third third row. That is insane. I don't know if I would have, I mean, maybe if Nebraska went, yeah, I could see like selling a kidney or something to go. Can you imagine? I mean, think of it. If we ever make it to a national championship, you got to fork over the bucks. $3,000 minimum to go and watch it in person. But it's such a great game. What do you guys think about those tickets? Prices? Oh, they're insane. All right, so let's see here. I love how you guys are already talking about how Nebraska's going to possibly go to the playoffs next year. Let's see here. All right. Terry Bush says, my best prediction next year is 7-5. My honest projection is 6-6 again. Now, that's interesting. Why? Why do you think it's such a low ceiling for next season? I mean, with the improvement in the coaching staff, that alone has to get us at least an extra win or two, I would think. I'm just curious. What do you think that we're at 6-6 again? Let's see. Hey, Thuzero. He says, somebody check on Lou Holtz. He might have a heart attack. Yeah, he literally might. That poor guy suffering succotash, right? So the reason we started at 7:30 is so that somebody could join us, you guys. And he should be along here any moment. He's a certain host of a world-renowned show. You might have heard of it. It's called the 5 Heart Podcast. It's here on Thursday nights at 9:00. And I think he may just be having some computer issues. Did he freeze? Are you there?
Hello.
Hi, welcome.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Minnie. Thank you for allowing me to step in or sit in here on Monday Night Therapy with you.
Well, thank you for coming. Everybody, this is Greg Mahachko. And yeah, so have you seen any of the championship game that's going on?
I saw it early on. I saw Notre Dame score on their 18 play drive, which is the longest in the college football playoff, or I guess in the national championships, the longest drive as far as number of plays. And then I saw Ohio State march down and score again. So I when I left, it was 7-7 to put the kids to bed. And you said somebody scored, so I welcome the update.
Ohio State just scored.
Boom.
Looks like, yeah, they ran it in. Marcus Freeman just hung his head down low. Oh, that must hurt so bad. You think you have a good team, and then that happens. You get the snot kicked out of you.
So what's the score?
What was it? 21-7? No, that was at halftime. They just scored, so
28-7?
Not yet. It will be.
Just about 28-7.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be honest with you, that's really disappointing to me. Such is my hatred for Ohio State that I never, ever, 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 ever want them to win.
I have a theory on this, Greg. I know why you want Notre Dame to win.
A theory on why?
Because you're a good Catholic.
I don't know about good Catholic.
Okay, you're Catholic.
True. My ties to Notre Dame are not, my grandpa rooted for Notre Dame, probably to his, dying breath, but I hate every team in the SEC, and like a good Big Ten fan, I hate every team in the Big Ten that's not mine, with a special emphasis like, all right, here's the thing. If Rutgers managed to like work their way into the playoffs and like, okay, I got no problem rooting for Rutgers except for the fact they're New Jersey. Like, I don't know any Rutgers fans who are just obnoxious. And I know a lot of Ohio State fans who are obnoxious. By the way, they also tend to be Cleveland Brown fans. So it's like 2 strikes. I don't even know why I know these people. But there's something about Ohio State, and it's this sheer smugness. So here's the thing. I don't know if you recall this, Minnie, but a few years ago, Ohio State tried to trademark the word I guess their pronunciation, the Ohio. They tried to trademark that.
Yeah.
That is a certain level of smugness that I cannot abide. So
sure?
to hell with Ohio State. In fact, I make it a point on occasion to refer to them as an Ohio State University instead of the Ohio State. To hell with the Buckeyes. To hell with their obnoxious fan base. Like, again, I'm sure, and I think we said this last week or on the previous 5-Heart, I'm sure that to the outside, Nebraska fans are obnoxious. But, imagine how obnoxious we'll be when we start winning again.
I know.
Because Ohio State fans, in my opinion, are insufferable. I cannot stand them. Ugh. I'm right there with you.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of like that. I do. I agree. Yeah. Kind of like the horns down for Texas. Never use the when you're referring to Ohio State. I mean, do we really hate them though? But I don't know why, because can I tell you what they did for us? They did a lot.
Okay.
Here's another graphic, guys. Here's the team payouts. So did you realize that Notre Dame got paid $20 million for this game? To play in this game. To get the snot kicked out of them in this game. Ohio State got $2.56 million. And the reason being is that our conference, we have to share it across the board with 18 teams now. 18 teams. So everybody gets a chunk of the pie.
Okay.
I mean, I think...
So you hate that they're an independent. Because that's the biggest complaint that I get against Notre Dame is that they since they're like pick a conference or, if you're not in a conference, you shouldn't be able to, I look, do I wish that Notre Dame was in the Big Ten? Yes. Geographically, it makes there's no other conference that makes sense, but we're also in a position where geography holds no water anymore in conference alignment, conference teams. It's, I don't know. Should they? Yes. By the way, great graphic. Thank you so much for sharing this. I would love to see Notre Dame in the Big Ten. I would trade every one of those West Coast teams for Notre Dame.
Really?
I think so.
Wow. I'm not so sure. Gosh. Really? Even though they would come in and think that they're better than everyone else?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like inviting Texas in. What?
No, it's different.
I just feel like that's wrong.
Texas is going to run into something, I think, in the SEC that they've never ran into before. When they were in the Southwest Conference, they became the big dog. And they, started pulling their weight around a little bit. Then they moved to the Big 12, and did the same thing. They came in and pulled their weight, got their way. Realistically, they forced Nebraska's hand. I don't know how close Nebraska was to being out anyway, but when you start talking about Longhorn Network and just the conference infighting and politics that Nebraska didn't want to play with when Osborne saw a better option in the Big Ten. And so Nebraska left. And I do think that, a lot of that, a lot of the conference realignment nonsense that we've been dealing with realistically, it's gotten really crazy the last couple of years, but from Nebraska leaving the Big 12 originated with the implosion of the Southwestern Conference, and Texas coming in and again doing Texas. What they're going to run into in the SEC is they are not going to have the stroke, despite the fact that they made it farther than any of the other SEC teams in the playoffs or the postseason. They're not going to have any of that sway. They're not going to be able to come in and boss around Alabama or Georgia. If Florida ever regains their footing, Texas is going to find that they're not going to be able to bully these other institutions. So, but still, good Catholic. I don't know about that. Catholic, yes, but give me. I would say give me Notre Dame in the Big Ten and get rid of Washington, Oregon, USC, UCLA, Maryland, and Rutgers. I'd get rid of those 6 teams for Notre Dame. You want to talk about prestige? Notre Dame brings more prestige than any of those 6 schools.
Okay, you want to talk about so elevating, we become elevating a 13 team conference. In your perfect world.
It's fine. Now let's get rid of Iowa too.
Northwestern gets to stay. That's very kind of you.
I'm gonna drink on that one. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know, Greg. I'm not a big Notre. I mean, I love Lou Holtz and what he did for the sport. I just hate that. I mean, for the same reason that you think Ohio State is like full of themselves, I feel like Notre Dame has that same issue.
I'm not going to dispute
I mean,
that.
Look, they just got $20 million for this That's garbage.
Oh, for sure, not showing up?
Yeah.
Or showing up, taking the lead, and then watching it all float away.
Crumble. Yep. Oh, boy. Well, do you know what the odds are for this game?
I don't disagree, Fred, by the way.
What?
I didn't mean to change, but while we're talking about conferences, things like that, Fred says, I'd rather we absorb some of the leftovers in the old Big 8 than have teams like Maryland and Rutgers. So, again, I understand it. We got to Maryland for the Washington, D.C. market, Rutgers for the New York market, but that doesn't mean I have to like it.
I mean, this actually is a really good point to what talking to what you were just saying is Pitt Snipe says Notre Dame being the conference teasing, bitch, that they are, should not keep the Big Ten from making appropriate financial decisions by bringing on West Coast teams.
So I think what Pitt's saying is he's taking my offer of trade all 4 of those schools for Notre Dame, and he's rejecting that soundly and saying no.
Oh, do you think he's saying no?
I think that's exactly it.
Oh, well, okay. I thought he was talking about because we kind of had to take in some more teams, more money, West Coast teams. That's kind of where I thought he was going with that. All right. Well, the odds for betting, the latest CFP National Championship game odds were Ohio State as an 8.5-point favorite against Notre Dame. And the over-under was 45.5.
Right.
So
we had a conversation at the office today. One of the women in the office, she's in I don't know if it's a family and friends type of pool where she and one family member, I guess, or her brother or something like that, they're the only ones left. And all they had to do was pick the over-under. I don't know exactly, but it's for the entire college playoffs, but the only 2 that are left. He picked it. It wasn't the over-under that's, projected by Las Vegas. This, however, was set, the over-under was set at 50. And he took the over and she took the under. And she said that, she's like, yeah, most people haven't paid. She's like, so I think if I win, I'll just tell him, it's for fun. Don't worry. She's like, but I know that if he wins, he's going to be like, no, pay me my money.
Yeah.
I said,
Oh,
if you're that close to winning, you better get paid, is what I said. So.
Mm-hmm. That would irk me. She does. She's easy, obviously. All right. Did they make it? Yep. 3 points.
28-10?
31-7.
Oh, how'd that happen?
Ohio State again. Ohio State just.
I know, but last I saw it, Ohio State just scored a touchdown. So did they get an interception?
They were at 28.
I know, but
yeah, I don't actually know what Notre Dame did with the ball. That's how quick that was.
That's what I'm saying. Is that somebody will know. Highlander gun.
Oh.
I clicked. Am I here? Can you hear me or see me at all?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. It froze on my end. So anyway, I know we're in the Monday night.
It's okay.
Database. So I can't.
Good habits are hard to break.
I don't have the clip this time, but still drinking Shiner's Black Lager.
Thank goodness you don't have the clip.
Thank you.
You need to work on that.
I mean, it's a Thursday night special. People weren't expecting me tonight,
I know. Thank you so much for coming.
Happy to be here. Fred says Greg's drinking bottled holy water from South Bend. It's not exactly its intended use. I have to search the catechism to see if you're parched, because I know I don't want to get into Old Testament theological lesson here.
Okay.
But I'll just continue drinking my black lager. I'm pretty sure it's the furthest thing, maybe not the furthest thing, from bottled holy water from South Bend, Fred. So thank
you. Well, Greg, so if you were to bet on Ohio State, I just don't ever get how somebody is enticed to bet. You bet on Ohio State, you risk $391 to win $100. I hate that. Give me even money at least. I mean, come on.
I think we talked about this before on the show, or on the other show. I'm not a big gambler. I work too dang hard for the money that I make, and I can't really afford to risk it. My favorite times gambling were, I don't know, gosh, 8, 9, 10 years ago. I'd go to the cellar, which is, oddly enough, it was the basement of a church building, and play Texas Hold'em on a Friday night with a couple of the other guys from church. We'd watch the Cardinals or the Blues, whatever was on that particular night, listen on mute so we could listen to classic rock. And it'd be $5 a hand. We maybe get through, $5 a game, get through 2 games, and then $1 for a red Solo cup. And it was as much Keystone Light as you wanted to drink.
Mm.
And at the end of the night, I'd spend $11 or $12 and had a good time. That's money, that's money.
Because
that's an acceptable loss. Yeah.
If you go to a casino, they will give you free alcohol too, as long as you keep betting.
Pitt says, Greg, if we were good gamblers, we would. That's right. We knew how to work the system, but never go to a casino with more than you're willing to lose. So.
Yeah. Well, if you bet on Notre Dame, you risk $100 to win $306. That sounds like a way better bet. However, given the way this game's going,
might not make that.
Better keep your money. Yeah. That's
did you see the story about the I don't think he's a Notre Dame fan, but this gentleman said, I don't know, at the beginning of the season, if Notre Dame wins, I'm going to cut off my Did you see that story?
Way. No.
Yeah, and when they made it to the national championship, like the story resurfaced, and he says, I'm going to stand by my word. He's like, but it's not going to be like, Lorena Bobbitt style. Like, my wife wants kids, and so we're going to have some kids. But eventually, after that's all. He said, then I'll go to a reputable surgeon and I'll begin the process. I was like,
you've got to be kidding me.
So I bet he's happy that they're losing.
That is horrible. Who would ever do that? I would never cut off a limb for any team. Would you?
No.
No.
Absolutely
that is
not.
Insane. No. Okay, good. That sounds logical.
Right.
All right. Well, we were talking about the possibilities of Nebraska making it to the playoffs next season.
That's all right. As I made the comment in the comments before jumping in, you're talking about. Let's see if I can find it here. There's a very and because we were talking about ticket prices to this game, right? And how possibility of
$3,000
Nebraska going. And there's this guy in the chat, name is Greg, says, if we make it to a natty, I'm selling a kidney.
It's a good idea.
I'm not cutting anything off. You know what?
No.
I don't even have to necessarily sell it. I could always donate it to someone in need. By the way, can we talk about that real quick?
What?
Minnie, I feel like you're an organ donor.
Oh, yes, I am.
Same. Folks,
good.
If you should meet your untimely demise, make sure that you're an organ donor. Because just because you're not going on doesn't mean that you want my kidney. I thought you want my liver.
He's like, dibs. I got dibs on that.
But just because you're not walking around with those pieces doesn't mean that you can't give someone else another chance. All right. This PSA.
Oh, I think he wants your kidney so that he can sell it.
It says I'm starving. Oh no, what is it? What is it that Hannibal had with fava beans and a nice Chianti? I can't remember if that's kidney or liver.
Craig, it's only been, you've been here for what, 10 minutes? Movie reference already.
That's fine. Brett says, I'm an organ donor and had a Casio and took it to Goodwill.
Okay.
Casio keyboard.
Yes.
Not a Casio watch. Yeah, Chianti. See?
Okay.
That's what it was. Someone's liver. Doggone it. I suck.
Oh, there you go. All right. So Athlon Sports had out today the way too early Big Ten power rankings for 2025. And guess where Nebraska was?
Middle of the pack.
No. Way closer.
To the top or bottom? Oh.
Not way. Not way closer.
6?
7.
Okay.
7. Okay.
I'm trying to think who's better than us next year.
Yes. Who do you think? Well, there's one on the field right now. Oh. Notre Dame might be able to score here. They're probably close enough for a field goal, so they might get to 10.
The next after 10 is 17, and then 24, and then 31.
And then they tied, and then we go into overtime, and they actually earned their $20 million.
Hey, they're not paid by the hour.
Yeah, I think Ohio
ain't nobody better than us. I like this. So here's the thing. And look, I hate to be predictable, but I'm going to be predictable.
Okay.
Next August, before the first game, when we're doing our preview and predictions, I'm going to say that Nebraska's going to run the table. Spoiler alert. It's what I do. It's my gimmick. It's my shtick, whatever.
You got to have a better reason than that. I feel like there should be
because I'm a giant homer.
There should be
I'll never pick Nebraska to lose.
Reason. No, there should be a reason. This is why. Look at these teams. We have the ability to beat every single one. Just, I don't know, make it up if you have to.
Well, we have the ability to beat every single one of those teams. What more do I need to say?
There you go. Okay.
I believe in Matt Rule. I'm a Matt Rule guy.
Yeah, me too. Big time. All right. So Ohio State, they have as number 1. Penn State is number 2. Big shocker. Oregon is number 3. Okay. Who do you think's after that? They got this one wrong, by the way.
I guess my question is going to be, do they have Iowa ahead of us?
They're going to score right now. Ah, there they go. They just scored. Notre Dame just ran it in.
You know, I should be wearing my throwback Jerome Bettis, Kelly Green, Notre Dame jersey. But it wouldn't really work on a Nebraska show.
Yeah, well, for tonight, I mean, you could. Which guy's delusional? You or me?
Well, I'm the guy, I'm assuming, that he's talking about me.
Maybe he's like, hey, you guys.
Oh, like,
right.
I came from Goonies. Hey,
yeah.
you guys.
Yeah.
But
yeah. How do you like that? I just made a movie reference. Impressed? That didn't even faze you. Like, you just rolled with it. Indiana.
That's interesting. I don't know. Sloth. Thank you. I couldn't remember his name. Fail. I'm not going to address that, Fred. You should know better than that. I don't know if I have a feeling that Indiana's going to hit a case of the sophomore slumps next year with Curt Cignetti.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think they can replicate that success. I really don't.
No, they cannot.
So,
although, you know, it'll be interesting to see how many of their seniors and graduates move on. I'm just curious.
Move on where?
Just from Indiana.
Oh,
because they all came from, didn't they come from James Madison? That's right. And they were all seniors and graduates this year, the ones he brought with him, I think. Maybe a couple juniors.
Yeah, I think they're going to – I think that they're going to lose quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Michael Hassman, good seeing you tonight. Thank you for popping in and contributing as always.
Thank you. Okay. No, don't.
Sorry.
Wait, that's
Zero. Quit jumping the gun.
You can highlight it.
Okay, we'll come
just
back.
Or start it. Just start.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, Illinois is next.
I don't think Illinois.
There's something to that.
I don't think Illinois is a better team than Nebraska this year. I mean, I know, yeah, they won the game, they won the matchup, but I just don't. That was not due to, I think, Illinois' tremendous ability as it was Nebraska's ability to lose a game. But Pitt says here, back to Iowa with 8 wins, should be solid progress for them. This year was an anomaly. I agree. I 100% agree that this is an outlier. This is not going to be the new standard in Bloomington. Sorry.
You're right. No, don't apologize. All right. Then number 6 is Michigan. And 7 is Nebraska.
I think with Michigan,
I just want to go gloss over that. I don't even care about Michigan.
No, I mean they beat Ohio State in the game, and then they beat Alabama, right? Yeah. So
I don't remember.
I think because Michigan and Nebraska are not equals as far as recent success. Obviously, they were playing for a national championship a year ago.
I mean, there's so many asterisks to that, though.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Okay. And you can take this Connor Scallions thing and run with it. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. They're not removing the national championship. Harbaugh got out of there before, any sanctions or possible sanctions would have came down. I just think we had, for us to jump past Michigan, we either have to beat them or they have to prove that their success is not sustainable. I think that's where it is.
It's coming. It's coming down the pipeline. I wanted to show this comment by Pitt Snipe. He says, "To each their own flavor of hate, but I got no problem being a conference homer. Our lads gave OSU a tighter game than they saw in this playoff. And their success fuels our credibility." I 100% agree. I mean, we were so close. So close at their stadium. It was their homecoming.
If we win that game, they're not playing tonight because they're not in the position, So
yeah,
and I don't disagree with the reasoning for Pitt's comments there. There is, and you could say it's irrational. Such is my hatred. Like, I feel like, I'm not trying to make myself the hero, but I feel like Luke Skywalker when, I feel the hate coursing through me. And the Emperor says, good, let the hate flow through you. Your anger makes you stronger. So,
is that really what you feel like? Really?
Some days. Oh, I agree. Well, no, I disagree. I do hope that Notre Dame would pull out the victory. Oh, sorry,
that's funny.
You almost caught me.
That is funny.
We'll see what it looks like in the NFL playoffs, like in the Super Bowl, if it was,
Okay. Okay. So this year, 2025 season, I wanted to look at, so who on that list do we actually play? Right? We play, can you see it? Is it okay? Can you?
No, I think it's good. So we have August 28th against Cincinnati at a neutral site game, which is rare for Nebraska. They're going to play that one at Arrowhead. Then we have September 6th against Akron, September 13th against Houston Christian, September 20th against Michigan. Then we'll have a week off. We'll play Michigan State. Both of those, by the way, are home games. Michigan, actually, with the exception of the game against Cincinnati neutral. Nebraska's first true road game isn't until October 11th at Maryland. Then they're on the road on the 18th at Minnesota. Home the 25th, I believe, against Northwestern.
Yes.
And home against Southern Cal. On the road to the Rose Bowl to face UCLA. On the road to Happy Valley to face Penn State. And wrapping things up, Black Friday, home against Iowa. I mean, if you think about it, out of 12, what I like the most about this game, and I think Nebraska fans should, is there are only 4 true road games out of 12 games. That's remarkable.
That part is good. That part is. However, when I was looking at, so who is in the top 10 for this Athlon Sports, their, Big 10 power rankings, we play against 4 of the teams.
Michigan, Penn State, Iowa, USC.
Yes.
Not necessarily in that order, but maybe.
Correct.
No, not in that order, because I said Michigan first. I was going on Penn State, clearly.
So, and then you also have to look at, are they home games or are they away games? So I can see that Iowa is home. USC is home. Penn State. What? Why are you laughing?
It says, what's the 12th game? And Highlander says the one after 11.
Penn State's away. And Michigan is home.
I think Pitt's might only be home. Pitt, I don't know what you're doing. But the graphic is showing all.
I agree. It is short 1 week. He's right.
Oh, because of the conference
brilliant.
championship?
Yes. He is right. Yes.
No, but he was asking the 12th game, not the 13th game. All right, here, Pitt, I'm going to read them again. I'm not going to read the dates. You just keep track of them with your counters here. Take off a shoe and sock if you have to. Cincinnati, Akron, Houston Christian, Michigan, Michigan State, Maryland, Minnesota, Northwestern, USC, UCLA, Penn State, and Iowa. 12 games. Sorry.
Yeah. He says no.
Because I think we called him out on his inability to count. That's right. Yeah. We do.
Yes. I know what he said. Is he maybe talking about the fact that we have no idea when and if there's going to be a spring game?
No.
They haven't announced it, and they always announce it by now.
What are you on about? No, I'm trying to figure out what he's talking about. I don't know. He can't count. I feel better now. Gosh dang.
That was kind of hard. That was hard for us. Don't question our counting.
Yeah, my bad.
We may not be able to do very much well, but we can count to 12. Oh, wow. Lots of pressure on Will Howard.
Our third non-con is going to be Houston Christian. We have Cincinnati, Akron, and Houston Christian.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we are on the format, Fred. This is on the format, not Pitt Snipes questioning us how to count, but going over the schedule is on the format.
What are you drinking tonight? Cincinnati, Akron, Houston Christian. 3 non-cons. I don't even know.
Okay. Well, listen.
So if you're asking Greg in January where the losses are on this schedule,
there aren't any.
I don't see a guaranteed L anywhere on this schedule.
Not even Penn State?
I wouldn't do it. Now, here's the thing. Here's absolutely what I'm expecting. I'm absolutely expecting Penn State game to be a primetime game, and I'm absolutely expecting it to be one of their famous wideouts. 100%. I think at this point, he's just fucking with us.
He's having fun.
So
I don't blame him.
There's not a... Are there a lot of gimmies? Akron, Houston Christian. I don't really know what to expect.
There's a couple. Maybe there's a couple.
Northwestern should be, doable. There's honestly...
That's a great point.
There's...
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Finish your thought, and then I'll put that up.
I'm just saying, I don't think, you know what, there are a few gimmies, there are a few battles, but every game is winnable.
Mm-hmm. Every game is always winnable. That's the beauty of sports. Oh, yeah. The thing is we get to play Michigan. And we get to play Minnesota.
Yep.
Oh.
On Fleck Field.
Oh, can't wait. I wonder if Malachi's going to be playing against us.
Yeah. If so, I hope somebody lights him up.
One of our many DBs.
Yeah, one that we can afford to sit out a week for a targeting. No, I'm kidding. We don't want any head hunting.
Highlander again says we could lose all 3 non-con games and make playoffs if we win the other 9 games. That's odd. It is.
So
it is odd.
What I foresee, is not only would we have to win every conference game, at that point we probably go to the conference championship. Then, we look at that, and then we look at a first round bye into the playoffs. So
Nice. I wonder if they're going to do a round with the first round to okay, sorry, what?
Oh no, you're fine. I actually had clicked this comment from Pitt. He has screen had scrolled down and he couldn't see the Cincinnati game. So we're not crazy. Pitt is.
Okay, this maybe and Fred has a lot of great comments. I mean, seriously, I need to just write these down. My favorite so far of 2025.
It's early.
Roll smock versus flex high water pants. That's a tough one.
Makes me want to go with like the fleck high water pants and the smock.
Could you imagine an all burgundy?
Oh gosh, no. I'd have to do it in Husker red, of course. You know what, Highlander? Just a classic South Park reference, sir. A lot of people aren't going to get that, but I want you to celebrate with a little Funky Town later on. You won't understand that, Minnie. That's the melody to Funky Town.
Okay, no, I don't. Oh, well, I'm glad you clicked on. I was reading it. Yes, I was reading that. Go ahead.
Michael Hassman says this team needs to learn how to win and step on opponents' throats and not let up. If they start doing that, we don't have to endure. Wait, all those W's turning into L's they have been known for in the last several years. I understand the sentiment behind the message. There were times where the message threw me for a loop, but you're right. We need to
step on some throats and not let up.
What I would really like for Matt Rule, and I know Matt Rule's like, I think 2 steps, or he's like 2 rungs lower than Mike Riley on the Mr. Nice Guy ladder. But I want Matt Rule and company next year to adopt an all gas, no brakes mentality on that football field. I don't care if you embarrass them. I don't care if you put up 70 points on them. Show that you can finish a game strong. All gas, no brakes. That's what I want in 2025.
Okay. Did you get the format that I sent you?
I did. However, this is important. I'm very scared to open up a new tab because I don't want to freeze.
Oh.
So like I thought I was
just
freezing.
Ad-libbing right now?
Mm-hmm. Totally. Or I committed the format to memory. Which one do you think is more likely?
Did you look at it?
No. I mean, I looked at it briefly. I saw ticket prices for tonight's game, which I saw there was an Ohio State Buckeye fan who said, as far as the cost of tonight, he says front row tickets $8,000, hotel room $1,000, SEC fans having to watch on TV priceless. So I was like, that's good. For an Ohio State fan, that's good.
You can click on any of these comments that have come in recently. They're making me laugh. I'm just doing something on the side here that Fred inspired.
Pitt says put in the depth chart. That's right. Get the 2s and 3s time, but stay on the gas. You don't have to play conservative. Fred says Greg 2 tabs Mahachko. I'll tell you what. I know that there's a rapper called 2 Chains. I think 2 tabs would be a good rapper name for me because I'm pretty sure old white guy's taken.
2 tabs.
The AOL CDs again. So due to a recent history of internet connectivity issues that tend to only happen on Thursdays and not Fridays.
I know.
Last week after the show, I did reset the router and the modem. And for the Friday night show, which, if you're not a regular Thursday nighter, I have another podcast that's not Nebraska related at all, but no connectivity issues. So I reset the router tonight. No AOL CDs. But again, I'm very hesitant. So.
Well, you should be because 1, you were late again. And 2, if you had internet problems, I think I would just ban you from Thursday nights.
You can't ban me. It's my show.
I mean, think I could.
You know,
I'm pretty sure I could.
It's our show, but I'm the founder.
Clearly, I've taken over.
Wow. So we'll see. We'll see what it's going to look like next week. Let's see. I don't know why, Pitt, but when I first read this comment, I thought it said I airbrushed my hair, but it says I ain't brushed my hair in 5 days, and I ain't sorry. Is that? Pitt, I apologize. I'm just asking a question. Did you go bald? Like I haven't brushed my hair in 6 years, but because I never joined a hair club for men, I don't have any hair to worry about.
He told us that his hair is just as long as mine.
The
other night.
Well, no, I don't remember that. Sorry.
Oh, because it was here. It was on Monday night. There.
Well, that, and even if it was Thursday night, what's the likelihood that I would have remembered that?
Yeah. You're not gonna.
Fred says Pitt airbrushed his hair on the side of John's Chevy van. Vin says maniacal Minnie taking over all the shows. Not wrong.
What's wrong with that?
I didn't say anything wrong with it. It's hard to beat. I wouldn't blame you for hoarding AOL CDs. The kitchen was probably expensive and ain't done yet. It is not done yet. But
what's the update?
I don't have any flooring. They came on Friday and they ripped up the flooring all throughout the kitchen and the bathroom and the space in between. The quote that they gave was like $4,500 to do the drying, the demo, and I believe that's a reinstall on the flooring. So I don't know. I don't know what it's going to look like. We can talk about that later this week or next. But yeah, it's we'll save that for another day. Maybe next week we'll have that conversation.
Are you concerned? It may not turn out quite right, like in Cousin Eddie's part. It just wasn't quite right after they put the
for the flooring
in his head. Yes.
Oh no. Well, actually, I'm a little miffed, if I can use that word, because when they came and did the demo, when we had this situation a few years back, like they kept good pieces of the flooring intact and kind of worked around. This time they just cut all the way across. So now whoever does the replacement is probably going to have to cut up those pieces anyway, because it's got that groove and snap or whatever type of flooring. So Fred says that's an atrocious estimate. You got Cali prices in whereverville, Illinois you live. Yeah.
It is a ville.
I have a feeling that Terry Bush, he says, I'm 72 and I put my hair in a ponytail. My hair is my strength. Terry, I'm not saying you got to do this, buddy, but I think it'd be awesome if you changed your YouTube name to Samson, which, by the way, is like the second Old Testament reference I made tonight. So, yeah, Fred's got it. Terry Samson Bush. So
you were definitely feeling extra spiritual tonight, huh?
Notre Dame's playing. I mean, they're losing, but
okay. All right. So I finally got what I was working on done for this one lone comment.
Oh God.
Fred Sacco says, rules smock. Wait. Oh, I already talked about that. Rules smock versus flex high water pants. That's a tough one. Okay, but then he follows it up and he says, if I saw someone in a burgundy smock and short pants, I'd steal their lunch money. And that made me laugh so hard. So I decided there's some people that may not understand what we're referencing. And I think it's really important that we illustrate what we're talking about. So here is Matt Rule's smock. When he was at Baylor.
Mm-hmm.
It's an interesting look, for sure. Okay. And
I haven't seen the smock in Nebraska.
Yeah, no, you know what he's known for at Nebraska? It's the cutoff, like what you have on the
hoodie.
Yeah, but they're cut off.
The short sleeve hoodie.
Yeah. What's the point of that? You're
he's got one
everywhere except for your arms.
I mean, I don't want to lie, or I'm not gonna. I remember 5th grade. Here we go, another fun one. It's a good thing this show is called Monday Night Therapy because I'm just sharing I'm sharing so much about myself. In 5th grade, I was on for lack of a better term, the hall patrol, right? And one of the duty
perfect sense to me. Actually,
one of the jobs I had to do was I helped get the younger kids inside off the buses. And on this particular morning, it was pouring down rain, and I was 10, so it's not like I had a like an umbrella or anything, but I had a short sleeve. It was a short sleeve T-shirt with a hoodie with a hood on it, like Corey Matthews, like Boy Meets World used to wear.
Cute. Okay.
Soaking wet. I remember sitting there in class at first period, just dripping wet. So, because of the rain. So,
Notre Dame might score. Just so you know, I don't know when it happened, but the score is 31-15, and they are at the 9-yard line. Nope. All right. So now it's 3rd and goal.
Fred says,
at the 9-yard line.
Greg was hall patrol. Minnie would have been a girl who sprayed him in the face with hairspray. Probably. You got to remember that Minnie is a child of the 80s. And then depantsed him
and ran away.
Wow.
Just kidding.
Wow.
Just kidding.
It's like gym class all over again. I know. But I'm like, you were a child of the 80s, so you are used to like big hair.
Oh, for sure. Yes, my favorite thing ever. I never did away with it.
No, I wasn't going to comment. All right, so what are we looking at here?
Okay, so this is PJ Fleck. Literally, these are his pants. I couldn't find one where he's on the sideline with the burgundy. That's how he looks on the sidelines coaching football.
Can I ask a question?
Please. There's all kinds of questions to ask him.
Right. But like my question is like, how are those different from like women's capris?
They're not. Okay. I think they are. I've never seen a man sporting capris ever in my life. Have you?
No.
Other than this? I mean, especially, I'm sure you haven't because, living in the Midwest, people would be like,
no, we like our pants to go to our shoes.
Ain't right.
Pitt says she was not Minnie. Minnie, are you 23? Pitt speculates that you're 23.
Some days. Some days.
If that's true, or if that were true, I mean, I know it's not, but if that were true, I would have shoes older than you.
Seriously? That does not surprise me.
I mean, technically not more. I guess I did get rid of them early before the Nebraska trip. So.
Okay, good. Good. Okay. Well, here's the thing, Greg. I'm gonna enjoy. I hate Minnesota. I know everybody does, but I'm gonna enjoy that game. I may try to go to it.
I bet you John will be at that game.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Wait, Minnesota's on the road, right? Apologize.
See.
Nope, wrong way.
It's okay.
Crap.
Oh. Sorry.
Yeah, road game at Minnesota. So I bet you John will be there.
We played them last time in Minnesota.
On a Thursday night.
Yeah.
But the football gods don't care.
All right. Fred Sacco, you'll be surprised to know this. He says, I suck at math because I went to University of Nebraska at Omaha, but I can still figure that Minnie is like 4 years younger than me at least, and I'm almost old. I know what he means by almost old. Because this year, certain people of a certain vintage turn the big 5-0. Do you know who?
I don't know if I'm at liberty to say.
Well, let's just start off with somebody that we never mention. HCSC.
Oh, yeah. Former HCSC.
Yes.
HCSF.
Yes. SF, sorry. He will be 50. In fact, I think it's this month. As well as Matt Rule. Turning 50. Yep.
Matt Rule
as well as, if you don't mind me saying, Fred, since you already told us last year on your birthday, as well as Fred Sacco.
And Fred says that you're at least 4 years younger than him.
I think, Fred, when I met you, I did not think that I was at least 4 years younger than you. I thought it was a little more than that. Not gonna lie. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Anybody else?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Here's an interesting one. Highlander Gun says Alexander the Great would be 2,523 years old.
How does he know that?
Which I don't know if that timeline checks out. Because the Alexandrian Empire, I thought, was more closer to like 150 to 100 BC. I might be wrong. But I do believe that was after the second Babylonian exile. Number 3 for Old Testament references, if you're keeping track. And
oh my gosh, this is insane.
Closer to the Maccabean revolt. So
he says it's because he died in 232 BC, I think.
Sounds more like speculation than anything. Just saying highlight.
I know. When you say I think after something, you just got to go in with he died in 232 BC. Leave off the I think.
Yeah, some bitch. Born in 356 BC and died in 323 BC. So very close. I mean, I'm going to give you partial credit. You just had the numbers inverted. So,
yeah, which is easy to do. Well, I guess Notre Dame did not score.
Bump. No, somebody said that they doinked a field goal.
Huh. That's something Nebraska would do.
That's very Nebraska right there.
Not anymore, guys. We got that covered. Okay, so
also he had 3 spouses at the time of his passing.
Just 3?
Yeah, Roxana, Statiera, and Perisatus II. Called them spouses. So
okay. Well, I don't know how the women have been doing, but for some reason, how did I get this far? Geez, we're only on number 2 of my list. Is that possible? Did we already talk about women's basketball?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Highlander, he crammed a lot in his short life, that's for sure. We're getting history. We're getting all the goods tonight.
Okay, so I don't even know how they did. But a Husker victory is expected, especially being at PBA, where they have a 14-game home winning streak, including 11-0 mark this season. So.
When were they playing?
Tonight.
Oh, they won 91 to 60. They won.
Wow.
MK
so they play
again. Love it.
Nice. They play again on Sunday. I think they play against Purdue. Yeah, they are. The women's basketball team is doing like For the injuries that they've sustained, they're kicking some butt. Sadly, men's basketball is not.
They're having a rough stretch.
4-loss. Yeah, they're on a 4-loss streak right now. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess I just skipped that part because I can go straight from 2 to 4.
I like it.
Not that you would know.
I'm very hesitant about opening up a second tab.
You shouldn't. Okay.
Speaking of tabs, can I go get another beer? Or am I stuck? Okay. I don't want to. I don't have them prepared.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
You can go.
We'll be right back.
All right. He'll be right back. And we're going to finish the show without him. Just kidding. He's scooting off. Greg, can you hear us? Greg. Wow, look at how organized his back wall is. What happened? Dang. You guys see that? He's been doing some spring cleaning, it looks like. He came back. Is he back? What are they doing? Can he get up? He can't even get up, poor guy. What's wrong? That's hilarious. What happened? What happened?
What do you mean what happened? What's going on? What's the matter?
Oh, you got one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It didn't even look like you left. And yeah, we saw a little Greg crack there.
That's fine. I was trying to prevent it. That's why I scooted. You know what though? That one's for the people who are just checking in just to see what it's all about. That's not what it's all about. Thanks for drawing attention to it, Fred.
Well, we were confused as to what was going on. I got to tell you, I didn't know. You're scooting, and then you just return. But we did notice that there's a lot of organization there in the back. Look at all that. How nice and organized. Spring cleaning is taking place.
Those are all shoes.
Wow.
Those are all my wife's and kids' shoes.
Wow.
And the one black shelf is over here. Yeah. And the other one is still reorganizing. In the corner. It's actually very cluttered right now.
Oh, we've seen it cluttered.
It's
still got your boob light, right?
Better. Oh, of course.
Or are they replacing that too? Okay.
Nope, they're still there.
Still got it, guys. Still there.
And you know what? Y'all want to see? I think this is me.
Oh, baby Craig.
There you go. I don't know how well that actually looked. Greg. So.
Please, Sarah says.
Yeah.
Shows crack first. Next is the abs.
Yeah. You know what? I apologize. That was unseemly of me. I did try to avoid it. And I apologize to everybody who needs to go rinse their eyes out with bleach.
It's okay. We'll forgive you. All right. Transfer portal updates. It's taken this long. An hour in. We're in section number 4. Excuse me. Marquis Groves-Killebrew. Oh, is that? I did this last time. All right. Sorry about the blurry image, guys. He decided to stay at U of A.
But there's speculation as to why.
What do you think it is, Greg?
Because DeShon Singleton opted to stay at Nebraska.
100%. So, I agree. Yeah.
And it's already getting to be a very crowded cornerback and defensive secondary room. So
Andy, which I know you guys watch Andy's show usually on Tuesday, but he hasn't had one since this entire year started.
Since before the bowl game.
Yeah. He's been missing in action, but I see him pop up in Slack, and he made a comment yesterday that I couldn't agree with more. He said, having DeShon Singleton back for his 7th year is just as good as having a 5-star player out of the portal. And I 100% agree with that, because he's tried and true. He's been, I mean, didn't he have a single digit? He had a single digit this last season.
He did.
Yeah. So I'm really, really, really excited that DeShon Singleton's coming back.
It was less optimistic from other people in Slack, but I think the big hope, honestly, is just that he returns to form from more like, I don't know, 2022, 2023, DeShon Singleton. His productivity dipped a little bit this past year. So we'll see. I don't, is it as good as getting a 5-star guy? I don't know. Is it nice having a 24-year-old in the room? I suppose. Is he just weighing his?
It is.
I mean, is he just weighing, ways to get? I'm not accusing the guy, or not accusing. This is not an indictment, but kudos to him for letting the system work in his favor to play more football. I don't know, if we look just at 2024, those are not Sunday guy numbers. He needs to go back to what he did best, and that's just be a physical guy, physical safety. So I don't know.
Well, I love him. I saw him making plays left and right. So I don't know. Let's agree to disagree on this one.
Pitt says it's a big deal to get Singleton back since Medicare pays for 3/4 of his hip replacement and his ED meds. And let me tell you, if you want to get a free trial of some ED meds, head on over to Blue Chew. And it is a chewable tablet, works in as little as 15 minutes, whether you're planning something special out with your lady friend or if there's something a little bit more spontaneous. Because it's chewable, it's going to get into the bloodstream that much faster, work that much faster. You're going to be ready to go that much faster. And there's no awkward doctor's visits. You can just have your consultation online. It's shipped to you in a discreet package. There won't be anything discreet about your package. And you can get that first month supply free. Just pay shipping at BlueChew.com. There's some promo code. We're not an official sponsor. This is just for fun. Blue Chew. Get it. You're welcome, Fred.
Thank you so much for that. Just save that image. Save the image.
This other one from Fred. Fred told Maureen he saw Greg's crack. She says, probably my fault. What kind of monster do people think I am?
Maureen. Even Maureen knows. Okay. So how do you feel about Isaiah Garcia-Castaneda, the wide receiver from Nebraska, entering the transfer portal?
That's fine. I mean, he wasn't really a wide receiver in 2024. He wasn't even a punt returner. He was just a punt catcher. So honestly, it's probably going to do him good to. Did he come to Nebraska from like Montana or something like that? It'll do him good to drop down a level. Maybe either go to Group of 5 or to an FCS school. It'll be what's best for him. If he wants a bigger, better opportunity, he's not going to get it at Nebraska or any other Power 5 school or P4 or whatever. So
I agree. Yeah, he, unfortunately, coming back from his injury, so many. Oh, Notre Dame just scored again. 31-21. Can you believe that? That's surprising. Huh. Wow. No way. Vince is in Casper? My brother lives in Casper. Oh my goodness.
I've
Vince.
almost driven to Casper.
Okay.
Sorry.
Casper, Wyoming is always cold. Even in the summer, it's cold. So
it
Vince,
is currently 12 and feels like 6 here in Bell Vegas.
How much time left? 4:15.
Yeah, but it's like I tell my boys.
They just went for 2 points.
Did they get it?
Yep, 31-23.
Nice. Do you think they try the onside kick? I mean, you got to really declare that anymore, I think. So I don't know if it's worth it. So.
I don't know.
Fred, you only heard of Casper, Wyoming tonight? That's crazy.
Oh, no, he heard of Casper, Wyoming, meaning that somebody was talking about it, I think is what he means. Oh my gosh. Pitt's knife is on fire.
Pitt. If the Rocky Mountains have a butthole, it's Casper. You know what? I'm going to disagree with you on that. I would say if the Rocky Mountains have a butthole, it's Denver.
Okay. Well, you just offended a lot of people that
but they're Broncos fans
that live in Ohio. Okay. So here's some future.
Wait. Who did I offend in Ohio that we know?
No, not Ohio. I meant down in Colorado.
You said you just offended a lot of people we know who live in Ohio.
Did I say that?
Yes.
That's not what I meant to say. I meant,
good Lord.
Just clicking away here. I meant to say Colorado. Okay?
Okay. You know what?
Cheyenne is worse than Casper. Cheyenne is the worst town in America. Like, you think it's going to be like a regular, like, city? It is not. It is not at all. And it's surprising because you go there and there's like, you drive by it on the interstate and you just like don't even realize. Cheyenne is worse.
Cheyenne has Frontier Days though, so at least for 1 or 2 weeks, it's pretty rocking.
Not even. Nope. I've been there.
Maybe it was rocking back in the day when I was up in the tri-state region. No, okay. But it was at least a thing to do.
Okay.
I've been to Deadwood. You ever been to Deadwood, South Dakota, Minnie?
No, but
Deadwood, South Dakota.
Same brother has a place there, a house there. Okay, so future opportunities. We got to talk about this guy because we've been all up in arms because it was between us, Michigan, and then Kentucky came in at the last minute and scooped him up. And we're like, we wanted him so bad. But, we shouldn't get that upset so quickly.
And his name is?
Shiyazh Pete. Sorry.
Yeah. We got you.
From New Mexico State. Yes, he's an offensive tackle, left tackle. Okay, so guys, I outlined it for us why we should not be upset about this.
Okay.
Do you want to hear the optimistic, the positive vibes?
Yep. Let's hear it.
Okay. He was not going to enroll until after this semester anyhow, which doesn't help much. So we wouldn't see him until the end of July.
Okay.
Which we know Rule's not, it's iffy if Rule would even play him then, right? And for offense,
depends on the football IQ, honestly. I think it's situational.
Probably not. Let's be honest.
Oh, no, but honestly, if you have the need of someone who's ready to step in at, of all places, left tackle, and he transfers and enrolls in July, and he has Division I experience and he's ready to go, you're going to put him on the field.
Okay. Well, you forget about who we actually have on our roster, because if Turner Corcoran is healthy, we have him. And before you're like Haas and say, okay, he needs to quit his day job, you have to remember that if he were to enter the transfer portal, how many schools would want him because of his experience?
Turner Corcoran?
Okay? Yes.
How many Division I? How many P4 schools?
They would be after him. Everybody would be after him. Offensive tackles. Are you freaking? Greg, come on.
I'm not the one who call him Turnstile Corcoran.
That's not even funny. Okay.
He can't stay healthy. And when he was healthy, he was ineffective. I feel like he was offensive tackle number 1. I mean, we had 3 guys. Then we had Teddy Prohaska. And if he could get healthy and return, imagine that. Okay? So there's 2 guys with tons of experience at left tackle. Then this is a situation. I apologize.
Okay.
This is where they say, the old cliche, a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush.
Oh my gosh. Do you know what the score is? I think you called this 31-23 with 2:49 left.
Yeah.
If it goes in overtime,
we've hit the over. My coworker just lost. I think that these are 2 guys in the hand, 2 birds in the hand. I want to make sure that I phrase this right because I know who's in the chat. Give me the. They always say the devil you know better than the devil you don't know. Give me the devil I don't know at this point. Versus, no offense, I'm sure they're great guys. I'm not taking anything away from their character, but we need guys who can stay healthy and guys who can produce. So.
Well, it seems to me like you're one of those guys that thinks the grass is always greener then, because I'd rather have Turner back. But we're forgetting about one other guy who definitely deserves the first shot at tackle. Gunnar Gatula. Yeah. So 3 guys right there, guys. And on top of that, what?
I don't know if it's just the mood I'm in tonight, but Pitt says, got a bird in my hand. Go on, Greg.
Well, and then Vince says Gunnar is the left tackle, in my opinion. Yeah, he should be until proven differently. I agree. Okay. There's also another portal window that opens in April. And we're expected to see as many or more players enter because of the 105 roster reduction that people need to get to in July. And then also don't forget about the young guys, Bricks and Pyle coming up.
Got Grant Briggs, and then you got Brock Knutson.
Yep.
This is.
Oh wow!
I'm not entirely saying that. What?
Jeremiah Smith. Did you do that, or did I?
I didn't do anything.
Did you click? Has it been clicked? Has it been up there the whole time? Let's remove him. Okay. Are you there? Don't freeze. Greg, don't.
Just fun. We got some young guys who come, but offensive line is one of those where I think we talked on Friday about how you want to get old and stay old, which is where some of the transfer portal helps, but you still have Justin Evans. You get.
Wait, you said what? You said what?
You want to get old and stay old.
When did this saying happen?
Didn't you say that last week?
No, Todd did, but yes, you're right. It was Monday.
I said last week. Sorry.
Okay. Monday, Todd said brilliantly, with offensive line, you want to get old and stay old.
Yep. So
Todd
Grant Birks ready to go? Brock Knutson ready to go? I hope so. They're going to be called on, where they're going to be tested this spring.
They are.
So we'll see. We'll see what it looks like.
Yeah, that'll be exciting. Okay. So we're not going to stress out about the guy from New Mexico State. Guys, got it? I don't think we wanted him at that because we would be getting him so late. Fred says, you want to live hard or die trying? Yeah.
I know about Pine Ridge. Pine Ridge, South Dakota. I don't know if that's where you're talking, Vince.
Okay.
But it's a little
Lastly,
geographical note for you, Minnie.
Yeah. We're talking a lot about South Dakota tonight, which
So
I didn't
South
even
Dakota.
know was like, they had very much there at all.
They don't. Mount Rushmore. The Black Hills. Black Hills are beautiful.
Okay.
So my first bison up that way years back.
Fred,
2004.
I don't know. I think we really got somebody in the guy from Bama. Elijah Pritchett. Just FYI.
I think with the thing with Elijah Pritchett, it's not about whether or not he could stay healthy, but how sick is he going to make everybody else around him?
Would you not? Okay. Lastly, Nebraska baseball begins in 24 days. Rostovsky, I thought was going to be here, and he's not, but I did this for him. You're welcome if you ever see this. Because a year after playing in the Stillwater NCAA regionals, the Huskers will begin their 2025 campaign at number 24 in D1 baseball preseason top 25. Nebraska and Oregon are the only teams in the Big Ten Conference in the rankings, which I think is rather interesting because their first 4 games, guys, guess what? They're here in Arizona.
What? Are you going to go?
Well, I definitely want to go to the one at Grand Canyon University. That is a beautiful field. And plus we beat them.
I don't think we beat them last year.
Didn't we?
No, I think they beat us. I think it might have been a series.
In the last? That's right, they did. They beat us in the last one. Oh, gosh.
Shut up, Pitt. I don't know if he's talking about the 4 games or the 3 games if his screen's all wonky.
I promise there are 4 games there that are starting here in Arizona.
So, yeah, UC Irvine. I mean, Vanderbilt, obviously number 16 in the country. It's not going to be an easy trip to the desert for our boys on the baseball field. But, yeah, I mean, it just depends on which. I think, honestly, and this is going to be the most frustrating part about Nebraska baseball this season is which team's going to show up every game, because they have the ability to win a lot of baseball games, but if they can't get the rotation right, if hitters hit a slump, I mean, they have the ability, honestly, I hate to say it, to struggle. So we hope that it's the former instead of the latter.
Truly, we do.
But I know you love baseball, so this will be fun for you.
I am trying to love baseball. The thing is my daughter has had a boyfriend, she's 16, who plays baseball. Ooh. So I'm trying to act like I'm interested for his sake. But I always viewed baseball as not really a sport. I mean, you can kind of be overweight and play baseball. How's that a sport? It's like bowling.
Those are two very, I mean, like, okay, I'm trying to think of who. Jabba Chamberlain was a big guy. Of course, Nebraska fans remember him. Sandoval was CC Sabathia. But by and large, like, realistically, I'm not looking, but they're in pretty good shape nowadays. Like, it's not like it was 30 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. True. Fred, my daughter's boyfriend does not have a broccoli cut or, ski goggles. The thing is that the younger kids nowadays, I have to tell you, they wear a lot of pink, the boys, and they wear kind of short shorts, shorter than like normal.
Shorter than PJ Flex pants?
Yeah. Truly, that would be like what they wear. That is the style of a teenager. Yeah, boy. No, a teenager boy. Younger kids like 30. No, I'm talking 16-year-olds. Pitt Snipe, he's a nice kid. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. He is a nice kid.
Where's my club?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not reading that one, Fred. I'm gonna chuckle at it, but I'm not gonna read it. So Nebraska, the baseball, they're obviously very highly thought of. As far as, and I think this comment has been made, but Nebraska's like, they care the most about baseball as an institution. There have been times where, other schools have had better seasons, like Indiana comes to mind, but I think in this conference, no one school cares more about baseball than Nebraska. What they have to do is figure out how to turn that passion into success.
True.
And that's always tough. So
that's true. We do. Well,
I believe in them.
There's 29 seconds left of the game, 31-23.
We gonna ride this one out?
8 points exactly. Can you believe that?
You're saying there's a chance.
There's always the chance. People are congratulating each other. I don't know. I suppose. Did it end? Did somebody take a knee? I don't get it. Nobody's crying, though. All right. They're just about ready to go. Oh, Notre Dame had 6 blocked kicks.
Oof. Tonight? Or on the season?
I think tonight. Could that have been? Oh, I'd be throwing that kicker in the portal.
Let's see here. I'm just going through some of these. All right.
Yeah, can you do that?
We got a couple South Dakota references, but early on in the show, Terry Bush said offensive line's going to hurt. Sorry, the pipeline has not been reestablished. Or it says, sorry, the pipeline has not been reestablished. Not yet, but again, like Todd said, and Minnie corrected me. Get old, stay old in the offensive line. That's about the only option.
He did.
Let's see. Fred says Deadwood is what we got when we saw Greg's crack. Thank you. Pitt says speak for yourself, Zach. Thank you. I mean, I've done lunch. Look, I've done a lot of goofy shit on these shows for your all's entertainment. So the crack was accidental crack. Okay. Apologies to you all again. Fred says, Greg asking about the Mount Rushmore of Holger maniacs. I don't know if I did, but he's got a list.
What is that? What?
Are you familiar with like the Mount Rushmore of ... Like your 4 favorite,
Okay. Yeah.
Like the Mount Rushmore of Husker players, or whatever it might be. I couldn't. You are all. You're like my kids. I couldn't choose any 4 favorites from you all. I just couldn't do it.
So what did we do?
I don't know. I think Fred has thoughts on who he thinks are the Mount Rushmore of Holger maniacs.
Oh, I thought he did, and I thought he was going to give us.
He didn't. He didn't expand on that.
I always say I definitely am one of them because no other person from the chat has risen to such high ranks.
Are you talking about yourself?
I am. I am.
But you know that just by being on the show as a panelist and then co-host and to, executive producer, like you're disqualified from being on the Mount Rushmore of Holger maniacs. I don't know if you knew that.
No. And Fred thinks I'm not even one. Oh, he clicked on it.
Well, here's the thing. You were not a Holger maniac. You were a Chatterfield.
No, but I lobbied for that name. If you remember correctly, I said, Greg, can we please change the name? Yeah. Guys, they're not even letting me be part of their club anymore. Jeez.
How much for you to dress as Uncle Fester for Halloween, Greg? I'd put on a bald cap and wasn't like just a brown or black robe or something like that. Schmuck. You know what? I just, that's an interesting question, Classy. I'm going to start that one and come back to it. There's a chance I might need the money, so we can talk pricing later in the year.
How much?
How much for me to dress as Uncle Fester?
All right. So Ohio State won. They won.
Okay, boo them.
No, yay, because remember what this means. Okay, look at the positive. There's always silver lining.
We played them closer than the national runners-up. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, 34-23 is what the final score is. So they must just, kick the field goal again. So, yeah.
And Classy wants to know, did Greg and John receive our presidential pardons? I'll never tell. But the good news is I'll be back here with you Thursday night and next Thursday night and the following Thursday night. You don't have to worry about me being in the slammer.
That's a good thing. That's a really good thing.
At least for allegation. I'm not even going to finish that. This is such ridiculous. I don't even want to start speculating. I don't have a criminal past. The closest thing, I love telling the story. The closest thing.
We do know John does, though.
The closest thing that I have to a criminal past is the time that I got pulled over for suspected drunken driving. But I was completely sober. I was just tired. I wasn't weaving or anything like that. My wheel crossed the center line on a curve coming into a town. Very respectful. It was 12:45 or whatever in the morning, at night, whatever. And had to do the field sobriety test.
This is actually the most boring story about getting pulled over for possibly breaking the law. I mean, tell us a good one. That does not even qualify. Just That doesn't qualify.
I'm sorry that I'm not a delinquent.
Yeah.
Or a
harder.
degen.
Try harder. Try harder next time.
I think I'm going to not. I think I'm going to not. I think I'm going to continue to keep my nose clean and keep away from Johnny Law. So
okay. Well, I guess that's it for tonight, if that's okay with you, Greg. Yeah? Are you sure? Okay.
Yep, I'm done. You have cut me off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Add some embellishments, whatever you guys see fit. I'm sure whatever you see fit is going to be better than the original story. Okay. All right. Thank you all for your fantastic comments tonight. And I appreciate each and every one of you for sharing your thoughts and your insights for the Huskers. Greg, stop acting like you're frozen. Your voices matter in this community. And until next time, let's continue to lift each other up. Go Big Red. Greg, would you like to say anything to end? All right. See you guys Thursday.
Go Big Red.